Emancipation Day and Mofongo with shrimp, Puerto Rico's freedom celebration. Hey, food explorers! Welcome back to Knowledge Void, where we dive deep into the delicious intersection of food and history. Today, we're traveling to the beautiful island of Puerto Rico to celebrate an incredibly important holiday that doesn't get enough attention, Emancipation Day. And of course, we're going to make one of the most iconic Afro-Puerto Rican dishes, Mofongo. This incredible plantain dish has deep cultural roots that tell a powerful story about Puerto Rico's history. So grab your mortar and pestle, and let's get cooking while we learn. Emancipation Day, or Día de la Abolición de la Esclavitud, is celebrated each year on March 22nd. This holiday commemorates the abolition of slavery in Puerto Rico in 1873, a transformative moment in the island's history. Slavery was established in Puerto Rico in the early 16th century when Spanish colonizers began importing enslaved Africans to work on sugar and coffee plantations. By the 19th century, as abolitionist movements gained momentum worldwide, Puerto Rico's own freedom fighters stepped up. Heroes like Ramón Emeterio Betances and Segundo Ruiz Belvis founded the secret abolitionist society and worked tirelessly for freedom. Their efforts, combined with growing economic and political pressure, finally led the Spanish government to sign the Emancipation Decree on March 22, 1873, nearly a decade before slavery was abolished in neighboring Cuba. The abolition transformed Puerto Rico's economy. Former enslaved people became wage laborers or moved to cities. The sugar industry had to adapt to new labor arrangements, and the economy gradually shifted from plantation-based to more diverse. But the cultural impact? That's where things get really interesting and delicious. Emancipation Day represents a celebration of freedom and African heritage in Puerto Rico. Today's celebrations feature bomba and plena music, genres with direct African roots, along with vibrant dance performances, historical presentations, and, of course, food. The holiday acknowledges the tremendous contributions of Afro-Puerto Ricans to the island's culture. From music and religious traditions to art and, yes, culinary genius. Emancipation Day celebrations showcase foods that tell the story of Puerto Rico's blended heritage. Dishes like pastels, arroz con gandules, bacalao, cuchifritos, and coconut-based desserts like tembleque all represent the beautiful fusion of African, Spanish, and indigenous Taino culinary traditions. But today, we're focusing on what might be the most beloved dish of all, Mofongo. Mofongo perfectly represents Puerto Rico's cultural blending. The technique of mashing starchy vegetables in a mortar and pestle has direct African origins, while the addition of chicharrones, pork cracklings, reflects Spanish influence. This wooden pylon is essential for authentic mofongo. It's similar to the West African mortar and pestle used for fufu and other mash dishes. When enslaved Africans were brought to Puerto Rico, they adapted their culinary techniques using local ingredients, primarily plantains instead of yams or cassava. The result? A dish that honors its African roots while embracing Puerto Rican flavor profiles. It's literally freedom and resilience in food form. Now, let's make our own mofongo. This recipe is traditional but accessible. Even if you don't have a wooden pylon, you can still make a delicious version at home. Here's what you'll need. 4 to 5 green plantains, they must be green. A 1/4 cup olive oil. 6 to 8 garlic cloves minced. 1/2 cup chicharrones or pork cracklings crushed. 1 teaspoon salt, or to taste. 1/4 teaspoon black pepper. A 1/4 cup chicken broth for moisture. And optional toppings like crispy pork or garlic shrimp. First, let's prepare our plantains. Peel the green plantains by cutting off the ends and scoring the skin lengthwise. The peels are tough, so don't worry if this takes some muscle. Now remove the skin and cut the plantains into 1-inch rounds. I'm placing these plantain pieces in salted water for about 15 minutes. This helps remove some of the starchiness. While these soak, let's crush our chicharrones and mince our garlic. Now, drain the plantains well and heat oil in a large frying pan. We're going to fry these plantain pieces until they're golden on all sides but not too brown, about 5 to 7 minutes. Listen to that sizzle. While these fry, Let's prepare our garlic mixture by lightly sautéing the minced garlic in olive oil until fragrant, just about a minute. Be careful not to brown it or it'll get bitter. Perfect. Now remove the plantains and drain them on paper towels. This is where the magic happens. While they're still warm, we'll start mashing. Traditionally, you'd use a wooden pylon like this, but a large bowl and potato masher works too. Place a handful of warm plantains in your pylon or bowl, add some of the sautéed garlic and crushed chicharrones, and start mashing and mixing until everything is well combined. This takes some effort. You want to achieve a somewhat smooth but still textured consistency. If it seems too dry, add a splash of chicken broth. We'll continue this process with all our plantains. Now for the presentation. Traditionally, mofongo is shaped in the pylon. We'll pack it firmly, then invert onto a plate to create this beautiful dome shape. If you don't have a pylon, a small bowl works great as a mold. And here it is. Our mofongo is ready to serve. I've topped mine with some crispy garlic shrimp and a small bowl of broth on the side, the traditional way to enjoy it. That's incredible. The crispy exterior gives way to this garlicky, savory interior with little bits of chicharron adding crunch and flavor. The plantains are starchy but not heavy, and the garlic just brings everything together. This dish isn't just delicious, it's a beautiful representation of Puerto Rico's cultural heritage and a perfect way to honor the significance of Emancipation Day. Freedom never tasted so good. Have you ever tried mofongo before? If not, what Puerto Rican dish would you like to see a recipe for next? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed learning about the history behind this amazing dish, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Knowledge Void. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a bite of culinary history. Want to help support the channel and keep these mouth-watering history videos coming? Consider joining my Patreon. You'll get exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and even more tasty history. Click the link in the description to become a patron today. Thanks for exploring Puerto Rico's Emancipation Day with me. Remember, every dish has a story, and some, like mofongo, tell stories of resilience, freedom, and cultural pride. I'll see you in the next delicious episode.